welcome back to Opal and Mint. I am Ashley, and today we're going to be playing with some more granulating watercolors. Now, if you have seen previous videos, I have tested out the Holbein granulators and the Mission Gold ones. I have videos on both of those. If you have not seen them, check them out. But today I got... Also, ignore all the medical devices on me. We're going to be looking at the paints in a second anyways. But I had somebody in the comments ask me to try these out because they are a little bit less expensive than the other two brands. So these are, I don't know how to say the brand. Here's the front of the box. But Kusakabe is the closest I'm going to get. But this is the Harmonia Granulating Watercolors. And they are from Japan as well. So the Holbein are from Japan. The Mission Gold, I think, are from Korea. But we're going to try these out today. And I want to say that I filmed this once. So I have already swatched them, but I'm going to re-swatch them for you so you can see them live. But I was kind of sad I didn't get my initial thoughts and words on camera. But I'm kind of excited that I get a second swatch to like form a solid opinion on them. But yeah, I filmed the whole video and the audio was not there. So I definitely have some thoughts about these colors. I'm excited to dive into them with you. So I think we're just gonna go ahead, turn the camera around and start swatching some more granulating watercolors. If there are any other sets out there that you're curious about, please let me know and I'll try to get my hands on them. But I am contemplating doing a video comparing, maybe not every single color I have, but all the brands that I have of granulating colors. So picking a few of my favorites from each brand and kind of comparing them side by side. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. Also, let me know what kind of format you want me to do that in. Because I have, obviously my Daniel Smiths have tons of granulating colors. That's the reason I love them so much. The majority of my palette does granulate. But my Daniel Smiths, I have some Schmincas, obviously the Holbein, the Mission Gold, and these. I have a few from White Nights, and obviously my 31 Purple Fish. Most of those granulate. So let me know in the comments what you want to see, but let's go ahead and start swatching. Okay, so here are the watercolors. I want to talk about the price breakdown just real quickly because these are not cheap, but they are less expensive than the other ones. So these, I got them for $109 on Amazon. Again, that's just the price that I found them. That could fluctuate. There are 24 colors, just like the Holbein set, but these are 10 mil tubes instead of 5 mil tubes of the Holbein set that I have. The Holbein set cost me, you can find it right now on Wet Paint, I believe. I'll link it. It says the retail price is $240 and it costs $163 when I am filming this. So there's twice the amount of paint for these, but are they any good? Are the colors pretty? That's what we're going to find out. So here they are in the pans, and I am very, very excited. Let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to use my black silver velvet size 8 brush. I should probably change my water. Also, I have a blood pressure monitor on right now, and it goes off every 30 minutes, so hopefully it doesn't go off in the middle of a fascinating swatch, but I'll try and keep an eye on it. I've got 9 minutes before it goes off again. All right, so let's start with this. So I'm going to start with this first blue right here, and this is called Shiny Blizzard, and I discovered something after I swatched this. Should I tell you now? It has glitter in it. I was like a few colors in, and then I was looking at the pan, and I was like, I see little specks. And then I looked at my swatch, which was dried, and it has glitter in it. It's not like a full-on metallic, but it does have a little bit of sparkle in it. So, and then I was like, yeah, Shiny Blizzard. That makes sense. It's shiny. But this is a beautiful blue. Such a gorgeous color. And again, it's not a full-on metallic, but it definitely has a noticeable glitter in it. So this one is definitely a unique color, and I'm going to put the pigment information on the screen. I don't know about the light fastness and all of that. I think it's on the tube, but it's not in English, if that's what that is. The pigments are, but the other information is not. So I will put the pigment information. If I find other information, I'll put it on there, but I do not know. Okay, so this one is Shiny Blizzard. Off to a very good start with this beautiful blue. All right, the next color is also blue, but this one is called Caribbean Azul. This is a beautiful, vibrant blue. So there was something I noticed about halfway through the swatches when I swatched these the first time, and I'm curious to see if it happens again, and I'll let you know as soon as I start seeing it, if I do. But there is Caribbean Azul. Beautiful, gorgeous granulation. It's not a 2-color separating, but it's just a normal granulation. Why do I always put 2 C's in Caribbean? That is not how you spell it. All right, the next color is Drift Ice. And this one is a fascinating pastel muted blue. And I believe if we can get a really good swatch, we'll see a little bit of purple and blue separation in this one. It's definitely a more opaque color. It's got that PW6, I believe, the white, titanium white possibly, that gives it some opacity. Yeah, let's see if that one will separate. All right, next color was the first one that really did some 2-color separation for me. This is Lime Sparkle. Definitely a different type of green for me, but it has some beautiful color separations. Noticing a slight gummy texture on this one, but just slight. Not too bad. When using granulating colors, and especially ones that like separate into 2 colors, kind of pushing them around on the paper, adding water and moving them will help encourage some separation of those colors. I don't know if you can see the glitters now in this color right here. Now that it's almost dry, look at that. Can you see it? Yep, sparkle, sparkle. So different. Okay, next color is our first and only yellow in the set. This is Gold Citrine. Very beautiful, like sunflower looking color. Very easily activated and very intense. This is my kind of yellow right here. Gorgeous color. Like I need a little bit more here. Help encourage some of that. This one granulates but does not have 2-color separation. But gorgeous color. All right, the next color is this beautiful, it looks like Holbein shell pink. It's a very pastel pink. This is called Fairy Conch Pearl. And this one, it was reminding me of the Cherry Blossom from the Holbein set at first, but this one actually has 2-color separation and not just a granulation. So if you can see that yellow coming through, it's got some yellow and pink separation, and it's really, really pretty. I think a pale peony or a tulip with this color would be quite stunning, actually. I like playing with this paint. Okay, let that one dry. Do you see all that yellow? Okay, moving right along. Look at this. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I really like it when they separate. Yeah, see, the drift ice isn't separating that much. Again, I can see a little hint of purple, but I wish that this one was more interesting. The color is beautiful, but I feel like it has potential to separate and be gorgeous, but it just doesn't do it as easily. I wonder if using some oxgall with that one would work, make it come to life a little more. Okay, the next color is this bright orange called Mandarin Carnelian. Let's see here. Not a normal color that I go for, but this one does have some two color separation that I like and could potentially be fun. Ooh, a tiger lily with this might be kind of gorgeous. I don't know the light fastness of these. I might see if I can, I don't know where else to look for the light fastness and stuff. But you see those two colors? Oh, it's pretty. I just think that granulating colors and granulating like two color separating colors are just take watercolors to that extra magical step. That unpredictability of watercolor, you know, times two, because you've got the unpredictability of the color separation. So many things go into play with the water, the paper, the just everything, and they're just so much fun. Okay, so there is that one. Next up is Cranberry Punch, and this one was giving me the same, I'm not gonna say the same vibe as Parrot Pink from Holbein, but because it's a completely different color, but the way it separates and how vibrant it is was giving me the vibe of it. Nothing compares to Parrot Pink though. I just love Parrot Pink so much. But this one has some orange and pink and red separating, and it's just stunning. Kind of watch those pigments move and settle. Yeah, it's interesting to see these on this paper versus the paper I swatched first. I think the paper I swatched first has a little bit more texture to it. But some of these do dry smoother but separate two colors, which is interesting. Okay, next up is one of my favorites. This one is a beautiful dusty mauve pinky color, and it's called Chiffon Pink. So the issue that I was having with these when I filmed this first, I didn't notice it until about halfway through, and I still haven't noticed it yet in these. So maybe it's only certain colors that do it. But it was like super bubbly and soapy. Well, there's one. But just getting the paint out of the pan, I had bubbles everywhere. And not necessarily a deal breaker unless it's affecting the way the paint is drying and finishes. But if it is really soapy, it's something I don't like. The My Mary Blue paints were really soapy on me, and so I I just couldn't stand them. But I think it might just be certain colors. We shall see when we get a little bit further into this if any of them do that again today. But that chiffon pink is beautiful. It's mostly just one color and separates and granulates, but beautiful, beautiful pink. This next one actually let me down a little bit. It's called Geographic, and based on the tube, I thought it was going to look more green and kind of like Daniel Smith's Serpentine Genuine, but no, it's just kind of brown. It's just dirt, which is not a bad thing, but I was expecting to have a little bit of olive green in it, and it didn't. So not my favorite color. It was a little bit of a letdown, and it didn't have two colors separation. It was just granulating. There's a little bit of soapiness in this one, but nothing major. But I could definitely see this color oh, I'm off the screen. I'm very sorry. Could definitely see this color being used for a lot of things though. I was just expecting green. Okay, next up is Phantom Mist. And this one, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of gray purple. This one does have a couple of colors in it and does granulate as well. Get some water going on this swatch. It's a little bit dry. There we go. Beautiful color. So we are almost halfway. Okay, the next one is called Raven Butler. And based on the tube of this one, I thought it was going to have some like almost black but deep green. But no, it's just black. It's a beautiful black. It reminds me a lot of lunar black. It's a very big particle separating color, but it goes very, very rich. Very deep, and it's really pretty. I think this has PBK 11 in it. I think that's not the only pigment, but it does have that in there, I believe. Let's lift a little bit here. Okay. The next color that we're going to swatch is my favorite of the set. It's a gorgeous purple, so let's get some of this. This is Purple Spinal. I'm not sure how you say that word, but oh my gosh, are you ready for this? I don't think you are. Okay. Do you see this color? Oh, it's so beautiful. This is one of those colors that just makes me like stop and relaxes me. I don't know what it is about this shade, because this happened to me in a couple of videos with like ultramarine violet. I've discovered ultramarine violet is just a color I love. But this one, look at that. You lift and you've got some warmer pinky purple, and then you've got some blue. Like, it has such intense color separation when it dries down. It's the coolest color. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm excited for that one to dry. Phantom Mist is drying different than it did the first time. I'm seeing a little bit more different colors in there and some like reddy tones down here that I didn't see in the first swatch, which is interesting. I'm gonna like show you both swatches that I did at the end so you can kind of see how it looks different on the two different papers. Okay, next color is, what are you? Starry Winter. This one had a much bigger, chunkier granulation. So let's see. It was more just one color, but had bigger particles. So similar color going on as this one, but more muted. But it doesn't have all the crazy color separations. Yeah, do you see the bubbles as I'm tapping my brush in? This is just over the halfway point, and this is when I started noticing, look at all the bubbles. The soapiness, which may not bother some, but for some reason it bothers me. Starry Winter. Beautiful color though. Definitely a gorgeous color. Okay, the next one is called Dusk Sky. Yeah, let me see if I can show you. Even in the, whoop, don't touch, I touched. Even in the pan as I'm swirling my brush, it's getting bubbly and soapy. That's so weird how the first half don't do that, and then this, okay. I messed up my swatch. See if I can clean this up at all. Yes, clean it with a floppy brush, that makes sense. That one's just gonna be a little bit messed up, I'm very sorry. Okay, so this one was Dusk Sky. That separation. Yep, see the bubbles, bubble, bubble. Toil and trouble. Beautiful color. Okay, I have to show you the first swatch that I did of it. Look at this. Look at the, yeah, this is a chunkier paper, and you can see the, oh, beautiful. Okay, sorry, I had to show you that. All right, the next color is, oh, this was the creepy one. This is Witch Bordeaux. Yeah. This one, for some reason, just looks like blood to me. Beautiful color. But for some reason, I just see blood. And it was kind of creepy. Even like the texture of it was a little bit gummy. It's like, I don't know. It was just kind of, Witch Bordeaux reminded me of blood for some reason. Never had a color so close to the blood color. But it is pretty. It dries down less blood-like as well. Like the final color doesn't look quite so creepy. Okay. Next color is Sunrise Blossom. This one is a beautiful pinky purple. Look at that. Gorgeous. I actually thought this one would separate more. My previous swatch, it didn't separate as much as I expected. So there's a bunch of different colors. It has potential to. So I'm curious if I can make this one do a little bit more than it did last time. Kind of move it around. Yeah, it just bubbles up. So interesting. I want to know what in formula makes paints do that, because some do. And I want to know what it is that does that. Okay, Sunrise Blossom. Beautiful purple, pinky purple, magenta, I don't know what color you want to call it. All right, next up is called Blue Hole. And this looks like, oops, a beautiful Caribbean Ocean or something, or Bahamas, or like, this is just, not that I've been and not that I get to travel, but it just looks like an exotic beach vacation. I don't know. Doesn't have a 2-color separation. It just has a normal settling granulation. It's interesting as I'm swatching these a second time. I am definitely getting a more formed opinion of where this ranks in my granulating paints. Interesting. Okay, next color is perhaps the best because it's called Mint. Mint Barrel. And this one I was actually shocked to see it actually has 2 color separation in it. And do you see how soapy this one is? They kept getting more and more soapy as I went along, and that's what's happening this time too. But this color is so pretty that I don't know that I care. You just gotta see how it settles. See that light, or the cooler blue underneath? There's some like yellow and blue, green, some different colors. See if I can tap in a little bit more. Yeah, see, it's got a gummy texture to it and bubbly. So, okay, next up is called Olive Safari, and this one, if you know me, of course I like this one because it's olive. Look at that. This one doesn't have a ton of like 2 color separation. I'm going to say that 50 million times in this video. I'm sorry. It does separate a tiny bit, but it's mostly just the heavier pigment granulation. But the color itself is stunning. The next green is my favorite of the greens because it is fascinating. Has lots going on in it, and it's called Castle Green. See if I can make this one a nice, big, healthy swatch. Oh, beautiful. This one is probably the closest that reminds me of a Daniel Smith paint with the way it separates, and it just, look at it. It's beautiful. Don't really notice any soapiness in this one. I don't know if that's an actual term, but I'm gonna call it soapiness. This one takes a little bit more to activate in the pan, but not anything that's annoying. Okay, we're gonna let that one settle because you'll see some browns and greens, and like, it's just, you can already see it's beautiful. Castle Green. All right, moving right along into, we have got 3 more. This next one is called Arctic Ocean. And I was more excited when this one went on the paper than when it dried, but it is a beautiful, beautiful color. It reminds me a lot of one of the White Nights granulators that I have. I think I like the White Nights one better than this one, but this muted blue is a stunning color, and it's off the screen. If you can hear that truck idling in the background, I'm so sorry. My neighbor goes out and he starts his truck and lets it sit there for like 10 to 20 minutes before he actually leaves, and it's quite annoying when I'm filming. Actually, it's annoying all the time because it's a loud truck and it's just like idling, and it's, I don't know, it annoys me. Anyways, sorry if you can hear that. 2 more. The next one is called Fog Ash, and this is mostly a gray color. Fog Ash. It's got some kind of green undertones, it looks like. It is very gray, but an interesting gray. Not a huge fan of the way it dried on my first swatch, but let's see how it dries in this one. We only have 1 color left. How did this go by so quick? Okay, the last one might be boring, but actually settles down to be pretty cool. When I was swatching, it was boring, but the dried down is really pretty, actually. This is called Darkness Sand, and See, it just looks kind of boring when you first swatch it, but the dry down of this color is actually really fascinating and cool. So see, there's the bubbles. It's not in every color, it's just in some of them. And it's really, really bad in some of them. Like, that's bubbly. But this one definitely has some potential to make some cool paintings. Look how many bubbles go away. And I can't ever get them all popped. Yeah, definitely a soapy color, which is annoying. But look at the castle green. It's so pretty. Oh, my battery's flashing. Okay, darkness sand. All right. So I want to talk about these. Oh, let's look at how some of these have settled down. Look at, ooh, this one's looking prettier than my first swatch. This one, as always, is gorgeous. I think this is my favorite color. Dusky Sky is looking more interesting than last time. Stormy Winter looks less interesting than last time. This one is beautiful. I love this. This one could easily go in the Holbein set and fit in with that set. It looks like it would go. Actually, does it look like that one a little bit? A little bit like that one. Not, the Holbein one does more. It does a lot more. But it gives me similar vibes, but not quite as good. Chiffon Pink is stunning. Let me show you. Let's zoom out. Well, should I zoom out a little bit so you can see more? That one actually is looking beautiful. Let me show you the original swatches. See how chunky these look on this paper? And here's the mint barrel. It has more chunky in it too. So your paper definitely affects it. This is the darkness sand. This is what I was talking about with the, like, it's got a bunch of black that just settles. So a lot of these granulate have really chunky granulation. Some of them, like these here, and even this one a little bit, and this one as well, they more just separate into different colors and don't have like the granulation. This one is mostly just a blue with some sparkle in it. There's not a ton of granulation going on. This is the one I wanted it to do more. It's like a hint of purple, but it's not really coming through. There's a little bit of purple there, but it's not strong enough for me. It's just not quite doing it. I could definitely see this one being pretty in some pastel looking flowers, but overall, I like the colors. I'm not as in love with the set as I am with the Holbein set or even the Mission. The Mission, this color here, Aurora Pink, is just worth the set for me for that. Like, I love that color so much. It's expensive, so that's a lot to say. But I love Aurora Pink. The greens in the Mission set as well are beautiful. But between the three, the Holbein is overall my favorite. Just the color selection of the set is definitely my favorite collection. There are definitely colors in this that I love and want to use, but as a whole, I don't know, $109, that depends on if you like these colors. I have 1, 2, 3 that I'm like in love with. This one definitely does something cool that I don't have. But I feel like if I mixed like a burnt umber and hematite genuine together, it would probably end up being that. But those three are probably my favorite of this set. I would love to know what your thoughts are between the three sets if you've watched all three videos. See, the Holbein ones, every single color just captures me. I don't know. Like, when I filmed this the first time, what I said is the only thing I would change is I would make this one a different green. These two are very similar, and I want a more like this or one of these over here even. I would pick one other green for the Holbein set, but the rest, like, absolute perfection. I love the collection of colors. These down here get me, and this one, and like I just love them all. So then when I turn to this page, it's like I like them, but I'm not over the moon with them. So I hope that helps you. If you have not bought a granulating set and you're contemplating it and you're trying to decide what is worth your money, I hope seeing these swatches help you decide what you like. Take my opinions and throw them out the window. This is just the colors and things that I prefer. So, but hopefully seeing the swatches will help you decide what you want. And again, if you need further information before you buy and you want to see me compare different ones, let me know what you want to see and I will make that happen. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below and we'll see you guys next time. Bye! Which set do I like? Holbein, then Mission, then this. No, well, yeah. But obviously Daniel Smith and Schminke aside, well, we got to factor those in eventually though, right? We're going to do that eventually. Oh, another 30 minutes went by. Be still. Blood pressure. Pause for blood pressure break. Oh, sounds like he might be getting in this truck and leaving. Leave, Dietrich, leave. A lot of talking. Sorry. Oh, thumbnail. Can I use the thumbnail from yesterday or did I delete it? I don't know. I'm going to... Please don't move the camera. You already did. Rawr. Okay. Any little bump makes the camera sway. There he goes. Bye, Dietrich.